Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another live stream. Back to another live stream. Back
100 times?
to another live stream.
200 times? 500 times?
Who is Jose Arteaga?
Jose Arteaga is a YouTube content creator with several channels focusing on different themes.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Thing sucks.
His main channels include travel vlogs and lifestyle content. On his travel channel, Jose Arteaga Travels.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Additionally, he runs a cooking channel and engages in other personal projects that highlight his diverse interests and expertise. Projects and expertise. Projects and expertise. Projects, project, 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 projects,
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another Unleashed. Hope you guys are ready to have some fun. I still got to work out that whole intro thing. Slowly but surely we'll figure it out. I just haven't had time to create a proper intro, but whatever. It's all good. You guys are not tuning in for the intro. You guys are tuning in for everything else. Mostly my opinions on the insanity of today's world. So, you already know, guys, we're going to get right into it. We're going to be talking about Trump's ear. We're going to be talking about many things, okay? Again, if you guys are following me over from the other channel, you guys already know I got a little hot and heavy, a little crazy over there. Well, you know, I got a little crazy. You know me. I just go off the rails as I usually do. But, you know, there was, right before I even started the show on the other channel, and I already had a bunch of haters and a bunch of crazy, a bunch of people. I don't want to say that. Crazy, I'm crazy. I have a freaking horse I talk to. You're calling me crazy? No, I'm calling me crazy because I'm talking. Anyways, all right. So the point is that, we're living in a crazy world out there, and it just keeps getting crazier. And, that's what we want to talk about today. What's going on? Why is it so crazy? What's actually really happening with the whole situation? Because Seems like he's doing just fine. I mean, there's multiple pictures of the situation, but you would think, right? His ear, would be missing a piece, or you could see some sort of surgery, or you could see something, but you don't see anything. And again, I'm sure maybe he has some really, really great plastic surgeons that probably fixed him up, stitched him up, and, there's nothing, to be had. Or, maybe we should be asking more questions as to, what's really, really going on. And I feel like, I'm not around. Sorry. And I feel like, a lot of us are not asking those questions. A lot of us are just, as we were discussing on the other channel, people just want to be on their teams and they don't want to hear about it. Again, it's just like right now you got your football team and, there's a player that's a free agent and, no team wants them because they probably committed murder, Ray Lewis. But he's on your team or your team signs him, and then all of a sudden you don't want to see the murder or whatever it is he did that makes everybody hate him. So it's kind of like the same thing. Right now, a lot of people want to see it, don't want to see it, want to talk about it, don't want to talk about it. But me, I want to talk about everything. And, I'm not a believer in all that stuff, as to, we can't talk about certain things or we got to, attack freedom of speech or whatever it is. Me, I think that it's a giant clown show. They're both, both candidates are on, the same team one way or the other. Again, the left wing and the right wing are all part of the same bird. So, hopefully people will eventually start to understand that. Doesn't seem like they are, but whatever. It is what it is. I feel like more and more each and every day people are just digging in their heels and, digging into the trenches even deeper and not wanting to, acknowledge anything, that goes against what they believe in. All right? Sound familiar? So, right now, the whole thing with the ear. Look, how about this? When the assassination attempt happened, I remember as soon as it happened and I saw it, I saw it with my Mexican wife that has absolutely no connection to anything that's going on over there. We both watched it live. And I mean, not live, we saw a couple hours after it happened. As soon as it happened, it was, they kept repeating the thing over and over again. So we saw it basically, right after it happened, like everybody else. Nobody saw it really live, only a handful of people. But anyways, right off the bat, it seemed weird. Our first initial reaction, our first initial thought when we saw it was like, man, this is fake as fuck. I cannot believe that this, that they're doing this. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, this is just, retarded. I don't even know what else to say. That's how dumb it looked and felt. But obviously, as, the whole thing started to develop and things started to happen and the people were falling off the sloped roofs and, all that stuff. Well, obviously the conversation started to turn a little bit as to, well, oh man, I can't believe that they shot him. I can't believe that there was an assassination attempt. I can't believe the bullet, almost took him out and that he moved his head at the right time. And all of a sudden, everything's, we would be living in a different world. In fact, I got here for a future episode. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but I have notes, as, ideas for episodes in the future. And, one of the things that I kind of wanted to bring up or talk about or, have a video about was what if we are right now living in an alternate universe in which Trump did not die. And that day, he was supposed to die and something happened, okay, that basically, like the butterfly effect, and he didn't die, and we're living in a completely different universe. But the universe that we were supposed to live in is one in which, he died, he got shot, whatever. So the reality is that, as, after again, when it happened, the moment it happened, my initial reaction was, this is fake. As it was developing, well, I didn't think like that no more. I was thinking, oh my God, I guess he did get shot. I guess they shot his ear. Oh my God, how crazy this is. What are the chances? Something like this happening, yada, yada, yada. But as everything just kind of kept developing, as the days went on and so on and so forth, it was more and more apparent that, hey, there's something really fishy going on here. What's going on here? This doesn't make any sense at all. What's up? You know what I mean? Basically, whether it was the cover up, from the Secret Service or the CIA or whatever, just how weird everything was, from the people that were standing behind him, when this was happening, from just the whole thing. The whole thing was weird. The whole thing was off. The whole thing did not make sense. The more you're trying to make sense of it, the less sense it makes. And so, that was something that, I was just thinking about. I was just constantly, and not just me, I'm sure a lot of you guys as well, a lot of questions to be asked. And then all of a sudden, it seems like, again, I don't know because I'm not really in the USA, watching the news 24 hours a day, none of that stuff. So I really don't know what the talk is anymore with all of this. But from an outsider's perspective, looking in, it seems to me like no one's talking about this no more. Like it just seems to me like the whole assassination attempt, basically it happened. They talked about it. It was in the news, for a few weeks. And then again, I mean, how long has it been? Like 2-3 weeks, a month tops? I don't know. When did this even happen? I forgot, like a month ago? Maybe someone in the chat, you can let me know exactly when the assassination attempt happened. But it seems like no one's talking about it no more. And, most of you guys watch, at the very least, I get it, like, not everybody, watches the news all the time or is on top of, social medias all the time, and you guys are trying to disconnect. But even with that being said, there's certain things out there, certain stories, certain issues that are just always in the news no matter what. And so obviously it's propaganda. They want you to be focused on that, whatever it is. So like one thing that, you know, like I like to bring up is like the fact that you remember those people that were in that submarine. I think it was last year. You know, those guys that were, or maybe this year, I forgot. It's just, everything's a blur already these days. But, you know, the people in the submarine, you know, that non-story that was in the news for months, okay? And there's many other stories like that, or many other instances like that, that where, you know, they just get something that's dumb, something doesn't even, you know, it's not even, what is it, like, something that's not even going to affect you on a day-to-day basis or anything like that, and then they run with that story. They're just running, you know, with that story day in and day out, day in and day out, and no one's ever, you know, covering any stories that really matter. You know, they just cover a bunch of crap. It seems like most of the news these days, you know, is basically TMZ, or a reiteration of that. Oh, thank you so much, Joe Peach. Oh, shout out to you, brother. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything's all right. Probably on summer vacation. I know, right? I should take a vacation too sometime, but whatever. Anyways, so July 13 is when this happened. So basically a month ago. It's not even a month ago. Less than a month ago. And, you know, it seems to me like it's been weeks already since no one's been talking about it at all. It's like this is like a non-story, a non-issue going forward, which is kind of crazy to me because it's like, you know, whether it was JFK or Ronald Reagan or whoever, you know, there's been multiple assassination attempts, you know, whether they failed or not. And people still talk about it today. You know, it's still like a story today. It's still like in part of like popular culture or whatever it is. And yet this, it's like nothing. It's like nothing happened, which is kind of crazy to me because you know, to me, it's like, why are people not talking about this anymore? You would think that people would be talking about this non-stop forever. You know, or at least for a very, very, very long time. Now, I do understand that we're living in a very quick world these days, you know, with a lot of information and a lot of distractions and all this other stuff. So it's like, you know, what's the next new thing? You know, people just bouncing back and forth from thing to thing. Also, again, Trump is in a presidential election right now, and the person he's going up against, you know, Kamala Harris and that dude from Minnesota, Tim something, whatever, I think, right, Tim? Anyways, that, you know, those people, you know, they're, you know, making news headlines all the time for the wrong reasons, you know, whatever the right reasons, however you want to look at it. But long story short, it's like, it almost even seems like that is more of a story, you know, the insanity on the left, you know, with what's going on over there, than the ear. Like, no one cares about the ear. No one cares about Trump anymore, which is kind of weird, too, because you would think, you know, Trump would literally be all over the news. No one's, you know, you don't even hear Orange Man bad anymore. And it's like almost like they're trying, like it seems like they're learning, you know, meaning it's like, okay, the best way to really beat Trump is to ignore Trump. And so I don't know, maybe that's what they're doing. That's the direction they're going in, especially after the assassination attempt and seeing how many people supported Trump after that. Not just the assassination attempt, but, you know, trying to put him in jail and trying to do all the things that they did to him. All of a sudden, everyone, you know, you see more and more people leaving the left and the Democratic Party and going closer to, you know, hey, I'm going to vote for Trump now for the first time ever, or whatever it is. But again, it begs the question at the end of the day. Listen, we're talking about Trump's ear. And you can see clearly, okay, not just in these photos, but I mean, I'm sure there's tons of photos and tons of evidence out there. All I did was I went to Twitter and I just typed in Trump's ear. Hold on a second. There's like a fly around here. So by the way, this is something that we use out here. I don't know if you guys have it over there, but this is like, I found this in Mexico. It's like a thing to kill bugs. It's like an electrical racket. Yes, you can electrocute yourself if you touch it, but it's really great because if you have like little flies, because it's hot and rainy season out here, so you got little mosquitoes or flies, you can just, you know, kill it with this. I think I got it. Whatever. Anyways. So, but yeah, like again, it's very interesting to see. You know, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't know anything. I do know a few things. You know, for example, I know cartilage, which is what the ear is made out of. All right, that it's a very, right? There, I got it. Anyways, cartilage, just like a bone, takes a long time to heal. All right, for many reasons. All right, I think it's because of the blood flow or whatever it is, and so all of a sudden, why is it that again he got pierced? He got his ear pierced. People that normally get their ear pierced, even after they take out the piercing, it takes a while for that thing to close up. Okay, and that's like in a controlled kind of environment. So imagine, all right, now all of a sudden you got hit by a bullet that's like yay big, right? I mean, right? How big is that bullet? I mean, like what? The size of my finger? Finger. Anyways, here, let's do a quick. See, finger? Okay, that the bullet was like the size of my finger, right? It's like one of those big ass fucking sniper bullets in the ear. I mean, think about it. I mean, you would think that whole thing got like exploded. Oh, another one? Or is it the same one? Man, these flies are. Yeah. Sorry, they're so annoying. I need a haircut too, by the way. I'm gonna get one tomorrow. But yeah, the point I'm making is that why is his ear fine? No, I get it. You know what I mean? We're living in a world with a lot of technology when it comes to like even cosmetic surgery. So maybe I don't know. He has like the best cosmetic surgeon on the planet. I mean, he does live in Florida, by the way, right? Mar-a-Lago, all that stuff. So they have some of the best plastic surgeons on earth. Plus, he's like super Hollywood. I'm sure he has some connections. Man, this fly is so fucking annoying. I'm sorry. This fly must be a Biden supporter or something. Not a Biden supporter. It must be a Trump supporter that's not happy with me having this conversation today. I got a lot of hate even bringing up Trump. Even though, again, I'm an equal opportunity offender. I'm here to offend and make fun of everybody, whether it's the left or the right. Okay, so I guess this fly is a very heavy Trump supporter. But hey, it is what it is. The point I'm making is that why is his ear healed up? So if he really did get hit by that bullet, even if he got grazed by the bullet, I mean, I'm a pretty healthy individual. I'm definitely not 73 or whatever age he is. I know, as I'm aging, whenever I get a cut or I get like some sort of bruise or whatever, not a bruise, but usually, like a cut or whatever, I'm a rough guy. I'm always doing things, hurting myself. And the point is that, so a lot of times it takes a little longer to heal than what it used to take. Okay. And this is like a regular, let's say I get like a bug bite or I get like, whatever, man, just some sort of injury. It takes a little while to heal. So what does he have? Magic ears? Does he have like the best plastic surgeon on earth? Why is there no evidence, of him going to the doctor, emergency room, what is it, like the plastic surgeon, whatever it is, whatever's going on. So to me, it's like these are the questions that nobody wants to ask or talk about, unless, well, obviously, if you're against him, if you're on the left, Biden supporter, whatever, you're probably talking about this to your ears fall off. But again, I'm not supporting anybody here. I really don't care. To me, I'm just in it for the lulz. I'm here to laugh, to enjoy, have fun, watch the movie from far away. But this is something that's, kind of weird. By the way, I don't know why. I don't want to get into it. But anyways, it is kind of like interesting to kind of see because, you would think that even if it got just grazed, he got like a minor cut, got like a minor injury, he would still see something. You would still see a little something on the ear, anything at all. And there's nothing there. He healed so quickly, right? And it seems like this picture, August 1st, whatever it is. So all I did was I went to Twitter and I just typed in Trump's ear. That's it, because I can't find anything anywhere else. Because I tried to search other places, but I really couldn't find anything, worth whatever. And I just did a quick search because, I've been busy. But yeah, it is very interesting to see. Oh, there you go. Look at that. What I was saying, the bullet. Look at that. Are you kidding me right now? So that's what, came close. And you don't see anything. So, yeah. So anyway, but the point I'm making is that, things are very fishy. All right. To say the least. All right. And it just doesn't make any sense to me as to, why nothing happened. So, sorry, I was just reading. What does it say there? What? The lobe. Anyways, what are you guys saying in the chat there? Lovely Dreamcatcher says the bullet did not actually hit the ear. It got close, but did not hit. If it would have hit, he would be without an ear now. No, I agree. I totally 1000% agree there. But even if it got grazed, again, think about it again. Like I was saying earlier, like, you know, for example, like, just things that happen normally. You know, you can get like I'm just trying to think of something. Okay, well, I was working in the yard. Okay, I was working in the yard. Okay, and you know, as I was working in the garden, okay, I scratched myself. Okay. I scratched myself on my arm, on my leg. Actually, on my leg. I'm not going to show my leg, but I scratched myself on my leg, and it took a while to heal. I still got like a little scar, a little something, whatever. So even if it was just a minor scratch or a minor injury, which it wasn't. I mean, from what we saw that day, you know, there was blood everywhere. So regardless, okay, of the injury, the point is that there should be something, some sort of evidence, okay, of where the bleeding was coming from at some point. And there's nothing. Now, again, I am totally, fully aware that he could have gone to a plastic surgeon that same night and basically, you know, got it fixed immediately. And, you know, there's plastic surgeons out there that are amazing. They do amazing work. I mean, have you seen some of those tits and asses out there lately these days? So they do amazing work. All right. Some plastic surgeons are terrible. You know this. I mean, you've seen the results. But the point is like, I get it. You know, that there's, you know, but you know, there's a way in which that could be fixed and rectified and almost left like there's no evidence left of any kind of injury. Okay, but why haven't they even brought that up or talked about it? And again, just going back to the fact that why is the assassination attempt and, you know, what happened to his ear and all this stuff, why is this not in the news cycle constantly? You would still think, again, we're less than a month removed. We're not even a full month removed from this. It's not like this happened 50 years ago. I mean, again, we still talk about the Kennedy assassination, and that was 70 years ago or more, you know? So, I mean, come on, you know? So why is nobody talking about this, you know? So, I don't know. To me, it is, you know, it is weird. It is interesting. I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's not distractive enough. You know, and so whether or not this was real, again, you know, the whole assassination attempt and everything that happened that day, real meaning, you know, was it staged or not? You know what I mean? Like, you know, was the whole thing, you know, perfectly planned, okay, to create that narrative that, you know, they tried to shoot him and yada, 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 yada. Or, okay, or they actually did shoot him, okay? I just wish there was more clarity on that. But you guys already know, because I'm sure most of you guys out there have been digging deeper. And in one shape, form, or another, nothing makes sense. You know, whether it's the sloped roof or, you know, the CIA and the FBI, CIA, FBI's, Secret Service, all of them, you know, how they have failed miserably, you know, all the stories behind the guy. I heard, you know, through the grapevine or whatever, you know, there's a guy on the water tower. I mean, come on, you know, the people, again, the you know, all the people that were on stage. I saw, remember, everybody has a camera these days. So, you know, there was camera angles of people that were standing or behind Trump and how the Secret Service was acting weird before the shot was taken off. So the whole thing is just doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. All right. So it is really interesting. That's 100%. You know what I mean? So, all right, let me read a few comments, see what you guys have to say about this. Harley Quinn says, I'm anti-government, so I'm not on anybody's side. And Jose has a right to talk about what he wants. It's called freedom. That's right. That's right. Amen. Wait, is there somebody in the chat that I can't see that's saying otherwise? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways. Lovely Dream says, I kind of agree anyway. Maybe it was a lot of ketchup. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it was ketchup, you know. Maybe it was, you know, Hollywood stage blood, whatever. Maybe it was real blood. I mean, you got to remember, too. I mean, think about it, guys. You know, remember, he was, you know, he was in Hollywood. You know, he had his own show. He's been in movies. He's been on the WWF. You know, he knows about wrestling. He has friends in there. I mean, Hulk Hogan is basically his running mate. You know, yada, yada, yada. So, you know, this whole thing is easy to fake, okay? It's not that hard to fake, okay? If they can fake it, you know, in front of millions live all the time during wrestling, you're telling me that they can't, you know, cut his ear a little bit, you know, with a little something like they do in wrestling. Again, you guys know wrestling, right? You get hit over the head with a chair, and then, you know, the guy has like a little something to cut himself, and then the blood comes out. It's the same thing, you know, so something like that could have happened, you know, 100%, you know, so, but regardless, you know, you would still see an injury because you know, well, yes and no. When you know, these wrestlers, when they kind of cut themselves a little bit, if you know, the first initial times that they do it, it doesn't even leave a mark. But eventually, through the years, they start leaving, you know, you start seeing scars and you start seeing like little marks, you know, as to, you know, how many times they've cut themselves and bled. So maybe that's why it heals so quickly, you know, that he just kind of cut himself a little bit to the point where, you know, he was bleeding. I mean, maybe he even cut the back of his ear, you know, and that's why you can't see it there, you know. But regardless, it's just more questions, you know. It's just that there's no answers. There's just more questions, you know. You ask a question and you find an answer, and then that answer just leaves another question, and then another question, and another question, and another question. The whole thing is just fishy, all right? In fact, it's so fishy, all right? This thing is so fishy, and it smells so bad. It smells worse than an anchovy's cunt, all right? Yeah, sorry. I know I had that joke. I wanted to let you guys know her. So. Sorry, a little too hard there. You know, back from my days in the kitchen. All right, but yeah. All right, let me see. Oh, shout out to Opie motherfucking Taylor in the house. Shout out to you, brother. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is well. Harley Quinn says the year is like, huh? The ear is like the head of any wound. No, the ear. What? I don't know. Why did they sweep it under the rug if there was another man killed? There's a lot of me. So, you know, that's another thing too. You know, a lot of people, they like to say, it's like, oh, of course it was real. You know, there was people that died. I'm like, bro, are you really kidding me right now? You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? It's not about that. You know, it's about the optics in the sense of like, you know, let's talk about 9/11 for a quick minute. You know, a lot of people, you know, the whole thing was staged. It was a controlled demolition, yada, yada, yada. People died, you know, the wars, you know, whatever, people died. You know, the human sacrifice, you know, has been a part of human nature for a long time. So the fact that they had to sacrifice some humans, you know, in order to get this narrative out there, this ain't nothing. What, that they had to shoot a couple guys? Are you kidding me right now? Are you freaking serious? You know, with all the death and destruction that happens on a daily basis in the USA. So, you know, I mean, the whole thing about stage is just, again, people just don't really want to wrap their whole head around the whole idea. It's simply, you know, everything is real. The whole thing is real, but it's not real. Okay? So basically, again, like the whole idea, you know, of everything that was happening, you know, yes, he was talking on stage. Yes, he might have cut himself. Yeah, whatever. But again, part of the whole show, it's a show. It's a show. Just think of it like you're watching a play, you're watching a movie, you're watching something that, again, like wrestling, and it's very, very heavily staged. So, you know, there was probably somebody out there that their job was to shoot at the audience and kill somebody. You know what I mean? You know, like everybody is in position, and when they say action, you know, and the movie starts, you know, everybody has to do what they got to do, including killing an innocent bystander, or two, or three. I mean, that happens all the time. I mean, why is this like a, you know, why is that even, anyways. Henson says, true, the ear could be totally plastic. Who knows? I mean, look, honestly, that's the only thing I can really think of is the fact that, you know, there was some sort of, you know, plastic surgery that was able to just, you know, fix that. And that's it. You know, who knows? I mean, maybe he did have a chunk of the ear missing, and then they, you know, they're able to kind of repair that. It's, why is, you know, that's not, you know, a conspiracy or anything. That's like a true thing that happens, you know? But to me, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like that would take a lot longer, more recovery time. They would talk about it more. You would hear, they would have the interview, with the plastic surgeon that did the surgery. How come, there's just so much to talk about here that the media could cover, and they're choosing not to even talk about it. They would rather talk about, the Minnesota governor, and what they're doing, just other shit. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, but yeah, at the end of the day, the roof was very slopey. We can't forget about that. So Harley Quinn says, I seen the lady that was making the mask for the CIA and their undercover missions. She had one on and she went into the Oval Office. They did not recognize her at all, and she pulled the mask off. Yeah. So you've seen this already multiple times on the internet. Those masks that people put on, and basically they look, like somebody else. It's like you would never know. Like I could put on a mask. I mean, shit, they did it on Jackass. Remember Johnny Knoxville and what's the other guy's name? They put on those masks and they dressed up like old people. And this was like a decade ago or more. Imagine the technology today. Imagine the technology that the government has, Hollywood has, and yada, yada, yada today. All right. If you can already buy one of those masks for like a couple $100 or $1,000 and basically fool anybody, by putting on a mask, and I could look like a totally different person. I can look like Roseanne Barr, for crying out loud. Imagine what they could do. And the reason I'm bringing that up is only because of like Biden. Right now, I mean, how many versions of Biden do we have? I mean, ever since even before he got elected, we've had multiple versions of Biden. And I think someone in the chat earlier was saying about how, he got taller or shorter or whatever it is. I mean, nothing makes sense. And now everything with the artificial intelligence and how they can, basically create deep fakes. And it's like, why are people not questioning this more? Or why are people not more open to the fact that, we're being super lied to, one shape, form, or another, on both sides of the aisle? Everyone's, being played out here, and nobody's even, thinking about or thinking outside the box when it comes to these things. So, Opie says, truth is, all government is bad at their jobs. 100%, 1,000,000%. I mean, come on, just look around you, right? It's just the illusion that they are and can protect someone. Correct. Benzomatic, shout out to all of you guys out there. Maybe Lovely Dream says maybe the shit show goes on and on. Oh yeah, no, definitely the shit show. The whole thing, even after the whole thing burns down, the show goes on. Okay, the show must go on. Here, let me get hold on, because I gotta get the song for that. My favorite. Where's the song? But yeah, I mean, we're living in some, really interesting times, to say the least, where one cannot even believe what's in front of their eyes anymore. It just doesn't make any sense. All right, here we go. My favorite. Hey, hey, hey.
You know what? I'm not fucking leaving. You know what? I'm not fucking leaving.
That's right. We're not leaving. USA's not leaving.
The show goes on.
That's right.
This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here. They're gonna need to send in the National
Fucking Lord. So that's the USA, okay? The USA is Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm not fucking leaving. You know what?
And everybody's like, oh, the dollar's gonna fall. The US empire is gonna fall. Blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's not.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
That's right. It's a scam.
That's a scam. Be connected.
That's right. Shout out to OGs out there that know what's up. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing's a scam. Everything's a scam. Everything's fake. All of it.
What am I gonna do?
That's right. That's right. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? But yeah, I mean, how are we supposed to sit here and really believe, you know, the official narrative? Oh, there you go. Look at that. Like, what happened? What exactly happened there? You know what I mean? Seems like his ear's intact. You can see it there. You know, I don't see no chunk missing. Sure, it might have gotten grazed or whatever, but again, you know what I mean? How come we don't see any evidence? Again, you know, maybe there was nothing. You know, maybe they did fix it. I don't know. But you would think there would be a little bit more something there. Right? Anything? I don't know. It is what it is. BBBIO to the moon. That's right. A giant psyop. The whole thing is a giant psyop. Like everything else. The whole thing is a giant psyop. Everything. Even the stock market crash. You know, are you kidding me? It's like, what crash? Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the whole thing, man. The whole thing is just a giant scam. And, you know, to me, again, I'm not a Trump supporter or a Kamala supporter. I'm definitely, you know, I don't want to say anti-government because, you know, that'll put you on a list, even though I'm probably on like 100 list. But I'm not a fan of government. I'm not a fan of authority. I'm not a fan of any of this shit. All right. And, you know, people just, you know, it's kind of crazy because the reality is that they want to make it seem to you and everyone else out there that nobody thinks this way, you know, that everybody is basically on one side or the other. But the reality is that there's more and more people like us each and every day that are just constantly questioning the narrative, whatever that narrative is, whatever it is that they're throwing at us. So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, like I was telling you guys, and I remember the night, you know, the day when he got shot, like I was watching it with my wife. And my wife, like I said, Mexican, you know, had nothing to do with any of this shit. She doesn't, you know, and she was watching it and immediately she was cracking the fuck up and, you know, thinking, man, this is a giant, you know, I can't believe they're doing this. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, wow, man, you Americans, man, you know? And I was laughing too, because that's what I initially thought too. Right from the beginning, I thought that this was, you know, a scam. Oh, look, it says business and finance trending. Richard Hart is trending. Why is he trending? Why is Richard Hart trending? Oh, I gotta check that out. I don't know why he's trending. Anyway, shout out to Richard Hart. So, anyways, all right, whatever. Back to the ear. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it's just like the fact of, you know, the fact that, you know, why is no one questioning anything at all? You know, why is it that, you know, everyone's just, you know, choosing one side or the other? And again, it's not even about, you know, like, for example, if you're on the left, you know, you're questioning and you're like, oh my God, see, the whole thing is fake with the ear. But then you're choosing not to look at the fact that Biden was also fake. You know what I mean? Like the fact that they had like 13 different Bidens and, you know, the whole thing is a fucking mess on that end. And then if you're on the right, well, again, you can see all the fake shit that's happening on the left, but you can't see the fake shit that's happening right in front of you with the fucking ear, you know? Or, you know, the fact that, like, Trump, for example, you know, he's the one that started the whole COVID mess, you know? Remember the warp speed shit? Or the fact that Trump said he was going to drain the swamp, he didn't drain shit. And I can go on and on. And same thing with, all the things that are happening with the left. The left is the one that actually went after their political opponents. They keep saying, hey, we gotta keep Trump out of office, because otherwise he's gonna bring fascism, he's gonna bring totalitarianism, and bro, they're doing that. They're literally doing that. In fact, the whole thing is just so wacky, and the fact that most people that are on one side or the other don't think for themselves, and they're just going with what their team says, what their tribe says, is the scariest part of the whole thing, because it's like, most people are just lacking the critical thinking skills that are necessary to function as humans in the world. And most people are just fucking zombies or NPCs. They're just idiots. I don't know what else to say. And I love everyone out there. But the thing is, it's like, when people just get too married to something to the point where, they'll get offended and they don't want to talk to you anymore just because of what, the fact that you made them think. Like, hey, again, look, right now, like I've said it before, I would rather have Trump in office for the lulz. Hey, let's get Trump in there. I think, Trump would probably be better, than Kamala. But they're both fucking horrible. They're both terrible. The whole thing is bad. There's nothing good about either one of them. All right? But yeah, yeah, the whole thing is a shit show. And so, yeah, and so I think at the end of the day, it's like all they're doing, and I'm sure most of you guys are fully aware and agree with me as well, is that it's just distraction after distraction after distraction. It's like, hey, look over here. Don't look over here. Look at this. Pay attention to this, while they're doing other shit back here that they don't want you to know about or talk about or anything. All right. And there's just so many things going on right now that people need to be paying attention to. And they're not at all, at all. No one cares. Everyone just cares about, my team, what's happening with my candidate or my whatever. And so on and so forth. So, yeah, I don't know. To me, it's like, I feel like, why are more people not questioning the ear thing? I mean, for real. I mean, Trump comes out every day, right? Doesn't he do multiple, appearances, in multiple places, with all these rallies and so on and so on and so forth. So, and we can see the ear, it's not like, so again, why are people not talking about it? Why are people not talking more about how come there's no injury to the ear? How come there are no people talking about it? Like I said, you would think, that the plastic surgeon that fixed his ear and made it awesome, he would be all over the news, and that he would want to be in the news, to get more, clients. I don't know, whatever. And vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, nobody really questions the narrative like they're supposed to. You know what I mean? It's like I said, no one wants to question anything about their own team. It takes, someone from the opposite end of the fence or the opposite end of the spectrum, to question things. And then obviously people don't listen, because right now the only people that are questioning the ear, right, quote unquote, the only ones questioning the ear are people that are on the left, right? Nobody on the right, nobody that supports Trump is questioning the ear, all right? And then the same thing with the people on the left. The only people that are questioning, the fact that there's 13 Bidens out there, the Biden keeps getting taller, or he can talk or not talk, or Kamala Harris, whatever. The only people that are questioning any of that craziness over there are the people on the right. Nobody on the left is questioning any of that shit. They're just applauding, like fucking seals. And so that's like kind of like the problem, is that like people are just ingrained in on their own team, with their own side, with their own opinions, and they don't even want to look, at themselves. They don't want to look in the mirror. They don't want to see that things are not what they seem, and that perhaps they're getting lied to, or perhaps things are not real, or not as real as they thought, or there's a lot more fishy things going on, and so on and so forth. People are just not questioning fucking anything at all. They're just going with whatever they're being told to think. Whenever something happens, they're just waiting for you know, somebody, you know, some official media or official authority figure to tell them what to think and how to think. And nobody, and then if all of a sudden you're out there and you are thinking for yourself, or if you're out there and you're critically, you know, questioning XYZ, now you're the bad guy. You know, right now I'm questioning the ear. I must be voting for Kamala. And then last week I was, you know, I was talking about Trump not knowing Kamala's color because, you know, Kamala Harris, you know, she doesn't know if she's Indian or black or fucking whatever she is. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm questioning, you know, Kamala's background, and now all of a sudden I'm a Trump supporter. So it doesn't fucking matter. So if all of a sudden you're in the middle and you're questioning something that somebody doesn't want you to question, okay, now you're the bad guy. You must be voting for the other. You must be fucking blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, come on, man. Come on. What's wrong with everybody out there? So yeah. Oh, there you go. Opie says you can grow another ear on a hairless rat. Yeah, so, you know, that's another thing. You know, maybe that's what happened. Maybe what they did is that they were able to grow a brand new ear, you know, on a rat, you know, very quickly, you know, in a few hours. And then they were able to get that ear and just give Trump an ear transplant. That's probably, and we're looking for a scar, you know, on the top of his ear, right? All right. We're looking for a scar maybe on the top of his ear, but we really should be looking for a scar right here because it replaced the whole ear, right? Hold on.
Bruh.
So, yeah, the whole thing is just nuts. But yeah, the whole thing is just, you know, it's a shit show, you know, and you know, the fact that, you know, they almost make it seem like not enough people are questioning out there, but you get to see it yourself. You know, like I said, if you talk to a hardcore Trump supporter, they don't even want to talk about that day, okay? Not in the context that we're talking about it today, all right? And if you're on the left, it's the same thing. You know, people don't want to talk about, you know, the insanity of, for example, you know, Kamala's background, you know, or Biden, and, you know, the way, why does he look different every single time that we see him on camera, and so on and so forth. And just like, again, nobody wants to question themselves or what they believe in or their official narrative or anything like that. They just want to question the other narrative, the other opposite end of the thing. They want to attack, you know, the other, but then they don't ever even want to look at themselves and see that maybe they are also being lied to, that they are wrong. Nobody wants to admit that they could be wrong or that they were lied to or any of that. You know what I mean? So, see, look, fart sausage. Wow, take your meds. I'm out. See? So that's the thing. It's hilarious to me, you know, the fact that, again, you know, if I'm talking about Trump, you know, I'm definitely, you know, a Democrat. And if I'm talking about the Democrats, then I must be a fucking orange man bad supporter. And it's like, how about I don't support anybody, all right? How about I don't support nothing? How about I think that they're both fucked up and evil and pieces of shit, and that none of these people have our interest in mind? How about that? You know, that's the thing. Nobody wants to think about that. Nobody wants to question that. Nobody wants to go down that route, you know? And I feel sorry, man. I really do feel sorry, and I feel bad for, you know, all those people out there. You know, one thing I learned, for example, I remember that somebody was asking a Chinese national, a Chinese person, okay? They were asking them, you know, hey, what were they saying? Oh, yeah, they were asking them about the news, you know, in China. You know, meaning, you know, I forgot how it went. But long story short, I think what was it? I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. But long story short, you know, the Chinese people, you know, they question the fact that why is it that Americans believe everything they're told on the news, and in China nobody believes the official narrative. Nobody believes anything that no Chinese person believes anything that the Chinese government tells them. Okay? But yet in the USA, most people believe what they're being told by the government. or one way or the other. And again, it's like, again, if you support the left, you believe everything that the left says. Okay? If you support the right, you believe everything the right says. And it's like, and you know, again, you know, there's no nuance, you know, for being in the middle. You know, it's just, again, if you're in the middle, you're the enemy. You're the problem. You're the one that has to, you know, be shut up and censored and be put down or be put out. So, anyways, yeah. It is funny. It is hilarious. You know, to see kind of like how everything has, you know, basically deteriorated to the point where, you know, we're living in a, you know, banana republic, you know, to say the least, you know. And to me, the way I really see it, I see everything just keep getting worse and worse and worse, you know, as time goes on. Is this something new? No, it's not. You know, this has been going on in the USA forever. I think that right now what's going on is that we're living in the media age, the social media age, whatever, the internet age, and we have so much information at our disposal. We have so much good information and bad information, real news, fake news. We have so much, you know, being thrown at us. And now, you know, we're at a point where most people don't believe anything except, you know, what they choose to believe in. You know, because that's the thing. People at the end of the day, they want to have something to believe in. And so, you know, that's what I think, really. You know, I think that, you know, most people really are more in the middle, and they are questioning everything. But they, you know, again, they're going crazy because they can't believe anything anymore. So for them to find some sort of peace, okay, they choose to believe something, whether it's right or wrong, or whether it's true or not, whether it's believable or not, whatever. And then they'll make up excuses, okay, for whoever, whether it's Trump or Biden or whatever it is, that they're doing a better job, or they have our best interests, or they're good, or whatever it is. I feel like we're living in a world right now, in the USA especially, you know, where people are, you know, just basically slowly going insane. And they don't even know what to believe in anymore. And they're just choosing something just to make themselves feel better, you know, because it's kind of like, you know, the reason like religion exists, you know, people, they have to believe in something, that there's a desire for you to believe in a higher power or in something else, you know, and most people are just kind of like stuck in that world right now where they want to believe in something, but everything that they believed in has, you know, come out to be fake and false and not true. Where's that fly? I see you. Where you at? Anyways. And you know, people want to have faith. And they, you know, unfortunately, you know, there's nothing to have faith in anymore. You know, you can't have faith in your political party. You can't have faith in the government. You can't have faith in anything anymore. But people refuse to want to swallow that pill. And so then they lie to themselves so that they can believe in something. Or, you know, they make excuses for, you know, again, whoever, you know, XYZ, you know, on the left or the right, in order to continue believing in that. And it's the same thing. It's like, look, again, going back to football, you know, like I was talking about earlier in the other show, you know, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. Okay, at the end of last year, at the end of last season, I wasn't believing in the team anymore. You know, fuck the Dolphins. Forget everybody. I hate it. I'm so upset. I don't want to watch football anymore. And I reluctantly watched the playoffs, and I reluctantly watched the Super Bowl, and throughout the whole process I was like, oh, this whole thing is rigged, and these are the teams that are going to be in the Super Bowl, and the whole thing is fake and rigged, and I don't want to watch the NFL anymore. Fuck the NFL, fuck sports, fuck the Dolphins, fuck it all. I hate it all. And now we're now we're like we're now basically a month away from the season starting. Okay? And, you know, preseason starts today, basically. And, man, I can't wait for football to start. You know, I love football. Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl. You know, I got, you know, all my faith was restored. You know, don't even talk to me about the NFL being rigged, you know, or fake. No. It's real, and the Dolphins are going to win the Super Bowl, and this is our year, and I was just, you know, disillusioned fan, and I was upset, you know, last year, so now I'm lying to myself about, you know, all the obvious, you know, things that we all kind of know about that stuff, and it's like, no, you know what I mean? Like, it's just... we do it to ourselves. I'm admitting I do it to myself. We all do it to ourselves, you know, one shape, form, or another. And so, you know, right now it's the same thing. So right now, you know, my faith has been restored because it's a brand new season, and I'm gonna go out there and root for the Dolphins and cheer on the NFL and enjoy my football and all that stuff, all the way up until the Dolphins start sucking again. Stupid flies. Hey, they're attacking me, man. These must be. These flies was not like what I have to say about this. The government sent these little drone flies to come attack me. But anyways, and so right now I'm back on the train. You know, I'm back on the bandwagon. You know, but again, it's all gonna now. So okay, sorry, I got distracted by the flies. They did their job. Okay, they're sending little buzz rain waves at my head here. Okay, anyways, But yeah, just going back to the whole thing with the sports, you know, so how it's going to work is like this. It's that if the Dolphins win and win and win, well, listen, my faith has been restored. You know, go Dolphins, go NFL, go football, go sports, the whole thing. And if the Dolphins make it all the way and they win the Super Bowl, man, I knew it. You know, NFL is awesome. You know, I can't believe I questioned in the past that this was fake, yada, yada, yada. I'm all the way in. I bought all the way in. But if all of a sudden the Dolphins start losing and the Dolphins start being crap, you know, like I thought they would be, you know, last year before, you know, the season started, yeah, I'm going to start, you know, digging my heels in again. It's like, oh, fuck the Dolphins, fuck the NFL, you know, this is all fake, it's all rigged, you know, it's all rigged by, you know, the gambling and the this and the that, and I'll start going down that route. So it's all, you know, it's all, we all lie to ourselves, you know what I mean? And it's all basically to save, you know, from us from going crazy in one shape, form, or another. And, you know, again, you know, a lot of people, you know, even though their team is losing, they're going to keep cheering for the team. And it's basically, you know, everything, you know, is up against me and my team. Okay? Or, you know, you basically say, fuck it. You know, the whole thing is rigged. The whole thing is fake. And the whole thing is whatever. And so that's what I think, you know, most people, you know, that's where I think, you know, they are when it comes to even politics. Politics is just sports. That's all it is. You know, politics is sports more than anything else. You know, they're stealing from you. They're, you know, one shape. And so, like, yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that most people these days, they tell themselves whatever they got to tell themselves, you know, to just believe the lie. Because lying to yourself is a lot easier to swallow than actually realizing that the whole thing is fake, phony, and false and rigged against you, and that these people in power do not have your best interest, and so on and so forth. You know, that is a lot harder pill to swallow than the actual, you know, that's just the you know, what is it? That is a harder pill to swallow than if you were to just lie to yourself. Okay? And that goes for anything. You know, again, if you're, you know, you're trying to lose weight and you're like, fuck it. You know, what's one more bag of Doritos going to do? Or you're trying to give up cigarettes and you're like, whatever, I can start tomorrow. Or whatever, you know, whatever it is. You know, I'm taking this drug because I needed to relax. Because, you know, whatever. You know, I got a hard life. Again, we all lie to ourselves all the time about all kinds of shit. This is nothing new. Okay? So... Henry says, what candidate do I think will win the election? I honestly, I don't know, you know, because it's like, even though they say, and not just they say, you could see it everywhere that Trump is the one that's getting all the support, and, you know, he has, you know, multiple rallies every single day, and each rally has over 20,000 people at them, and yada yada yada. You know, Camel Toe, you know, could win because we saw it with Biden. You know, during last election where Biden, you know, couldn't even fill a bathroom. Okay, with his supporters, and yet he beat Trump, and he got the most votes of any U.S. president in the history of Earth. I mean, are you kidding me right now? And so whether you believe it or not, whether it's true or not, whether it happened or not, I'm sorry, whether, all these people did vote or not, whatever, that's another discussion for another day. The point I'm making is that, Biden won, with no support, and Trump had all the support, and he lost. So what makes you think that cannot happen again? Of course it can happen again. So, even though everyone is supporting Trump, the other person could win easily. So no one really knows whether they steal the election or people actually vote for, the other team. And that's the thing too. A lot of people don't want to admit that either. That maybe there are that many people out there that vote for the left. As hard as that, as hard of a pill as that is to swallow, maybe nothing is rigged and the left actually won, and they might win again. Or maybe it is rigged, and I'm more of the, democracy doesn't really exist or whatever, or, the whole thing has been, kind of sent down Schitt's Creek a long time ago. So the reality is that nobody knows. Again, remember when Trump versus Hillary, all the polls, were saying that Hillary was going to win, and Hillary, and then who won? Trump, and then last election, same thing, Trump, and then Biden won. And same this year, everyone's like, oh, Trump is going to win, look at all the support, look at all the, everything is in his favor. And before you know it, we're going to have a drunk mom as the first woman president in office. So it's really a crapshoot, honestly. In fact, maybe just check Vegas. I would follow the money line, just like anything else, So and the whole thing is just fucking rigged at this point. Just like the WWF, just like the NBA, just like the NFL, just like all of this shit, you know what I mean? So it's all, the whole thing, that's the thing, you know what I mean? And so I think that's what we're living in. We're living in a world right now in which basically everything is so fake that you can't believe anything anymore. But humans can't live like that. They have to believe in something. And so, this is why you're also seeing so many people moving into religion these days, or they're digging their heels deeper into the ideology of the left. Again, government is God. If you're on the left, God is government. There might be a lot of atheists on the left, but they're not really atheists. It's just that their religion is government. Their religion is the Democratic Party and the leftist talking points and yada, yada, yada. And then on the right, again, you see people like Trump, all of a sudden now he's, religious. And so they're going with that, so like more people are just digging in their heels. They need to believe in something. They have to believe in something or they're really going to go crazy. You think people are going crazy now? So that's the thing, And so as, this whole magic trick or this whole fog, keeps getting lifted more and more each and every day as more and more things keep getting fishier and fishier, and things are just, again, just more questions than there are answers. I think, people are starting to wake up slowly but surely. And again, the best way to combat all this is to not participate at all and to go down your own path and do your own thing. But, most people are choosing not to do that. Most people are choosing to believe in something and then follow that faith, that ideology, that thing that's going to save them. So, I don't know. That's right. The next, so like, that's another thing too. Like, I mean, in my opinion too, I think that it's a selection. It's not an election. Elections don't exist anymore. It's more of a selection. So they've already selected who the next president's going to be, but we don't know. I think it could be Trump. I think it might be Trump, but again, nobody knows. I don't really want to pick anything because it's like the reality is that, it's just as likely that it could be the left, so we don't know. So I know who it's definitely not going to be, and it's definitely not going to be me or Lambo or Kanye West, or RFK or anything like that. It's either going to be Trump or Kamala. So we shall see. And it's going to be definitely interesting as everything heats up. It's already, man, it's already gotten to the point where it's like, man, people are losing their fucking minds by, you know, these live streams that I'm doing on this channel or the other channel. I'm getting a lot of support, but I'm also getting a lot of hate. And again, it doesn't matter what I talk about. I could talk about anything. Because that's why I'm starting to talk a little bit more about these topics, because even when I was just trying to stay as far away from that shit as possible and talk about, I don't know, my life stories or talking about the Mexico stuff, you know, people always find something, you know, to be like, oh, I knew you were a Trump supporter. It's like, oh, I knew you were a fucking Democrat or liberal. And it's like, what the fuck does it have to do with the Mexican tacos that I'm talking about here, you know? So... Or what does, you know, I'm telling you a story about, you know, when I used to live in Seattle. You know, what the fuck does that have to do with politics? And I didn't even bring that up. I'm not even talking about that. So that's the thing, you know. So I'm a public figure now, Jose. I have to be careful. But careful about what? Careful about what? And that's the thing, Jimmy. You know, like just like so many people, like they, you know how many people keep telling me that, and like when I see that, I look at that more like an empty threat or a threat. It's like, be careful. What do you mean, be careful? You know, meaning that be careful what you say. It's like, why? You know, who? You know what? I mean, so like that's the thing. You know, like it's like I don't subscribe to any of that shit. All right, and I just don't. You know what I mean? Like I'm not Alex Jones. I'm not whatever. I'm not Tucker Carlson. I'm not Rachel Maddow. I'm not any of these people. Okay, and these people are totally fine. All right, nothing's happening to them. Don't believe the rhetoric. Don't believe the lies out there. And it's the same shit. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? Be careful. Why? Because some fans, they're not gonna like what I have to say. They're not gonna like what I have to say. Doesn't matter what the fuck I talk about. Because again, people have fucking lost their minds these days. All right. So. No. Again, I'm not worried about the censorship and the monetization or anything like that, because again, you can see it on YouTube right now, you know, or on the internet, where you see people that are extreme right and they're monetized and they got millions of viewers and followers and all that shit, and people on the ultra left and they got, you know, monetization and they got everything. So no, I don't want to, you know, I mean, or look at the whole thing that was that's going on right now with Mr. Beast. You know, or other individuals like that out there, and they're doing horrible fucking things, and they're not getting in trouble, they're not getting demonetized, they're not getting anything. Yeah, in fact, the scariest thing is that if you're in the middle and you are, you know, more like a moderate, I guess, is that the right word? If you're more like a moderate and right in the middle, and you choose no sides at all, like me, that's when the problems start, because they want you on one side or the other. They don't want you, you know, to be out there thinking for yourself or having, you know, others, you know, think for themselves or anything like that. So, you know, it's like Jimmy J. You can censor yourself, make yourself likable, make money, or just speak. It's just like, okay, I'm guessing you're a Trump supporter, you know, and you don't like what I have to say. It's like, hey, JJ. Anyways, I believe in freedom, okay? I'm a real fucking American, born and raised in the USA, and I believe in freedom, okay? And if people don't like what I have to say, that's their fucking problem, not my problem, okay? I don't have to censor nothing. I don't got to do anything, all right? If all of a sudden, you know, because of what I have to say, you know, I lose all the things that I'm doing, I'm going to go sell some fucking hamburgers, and that's it. That's the end of that, all right? So I'm not worried about any of that shit, okay? I got to just live my life and enjoy my life and speak my truth and be me, and that's it. Okay, this is why I'm not going crazy like most everybody out there that feels like they have to stick to a team or talking points or ideology or anything like that. It's like, no, man, no. You know, if you want to do that, go ahead. If you cannot speak your mind, or if you cannot, live your life, well, that's your problem, you know, and you got to do what you got to do. And not just you, anybody, all right? So, no, I really don't care. You know, like I said, it doesn't matter what I talk about. This is why I'm talking about these things a little bit more these days, is because, like I said, it doesn't matter what the hell I talk about. You know, people lose their fucking mind. You know, like I said, I got my other channel talking about living in Mexico, and people lose their mind over the stupidest shit. You know what Again, I like flour tortillas over corn tortillas, and it's like, see, I fucking knew it. You're a fucking Biden supporter. It's like, what the fuck does that have to do with? It's like, I knew it. You're a Trump lover because you picked, the yellow corn tortilla, so you must be an orange man bad, supporter. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, the hell's wrong with people, man? So I'm just over it. I'm over humans. I'm over the whole fucking thing. All right? I'm just out here entertaining people. I know that I got a lot of fans, a lot of people that appreciate me and what I have to say and the things that I do, and I'm just going to stick with that. And that's it. So it is what it is. Let me see. I'm reading some comments here. So, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. So, yeah, I mean, Henry says, what candidate do I feel would be a best fit for the USA? None. None of the above. No candidate. No government. That's what I think would be the best fit. Okay? There. And that's for every country. Okay? So, I'm not I'm not here, I'm not voting. I don't vote. I don't participate in the fucking system. I don't. You know what I mean? At all. Period. You know what I mean? That's the, by participating, you're enabling. Okay? So the best way to defeat the system, the best way to combat, all this insanity is to not participate at all. Period. End of story. So, thank you, Henry. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you all so much for all the love and support. But yeah, I mean, like I said, look, so in the live stream I was doing in the other channel, I got a lot of hate over there as well today, but at the same time, I got a lot of love. So just as much hate as I'm getting even more love. And that to me is how I measure things, okay? You got to have haters, because if you don't have haters, you ain't doing shit, okay? And at the end of the day, how am I really, really measuring myself? By seeing how much love I get, how much support I get, okay? And I'm being as neutral as possible, okay? Of course, we all got our biases, when it comes to how I choose to live my life. But I'm not here, I'm not going to die on no hill supporting, one political party or the other or none of that shit. I don't care, all right? I don't. If I'm going to die on any hill, it's, again, the Miami Dolphins are going to win the Super Bowl. That's it. Whatever. I'll support my shitty team to the end of time because it is what it is. But that's it. That's as far as I'm going to take it. All right? I don't support any political party or anything here in Mexico or in the USA or on whatever. On planet, Mars, on the moon. I don't care. I don't. I'm just here to point out and question the insanity of the world that we're living in and try to poke fun at it and try to laugh at it and get you guys to think. Get you guys to wake the fuck up and stop, being on one side or the other and to finally, start thinking for yourself and not participate in the system anymore and create solutions for yourself because there are solutions out there. I hate people that are constantly, playing the violin, complaining, woe is me, life sucks, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not true. Okay, it might suck right now, but there's a way out. There's a solution. There's ways for you to eliminate all that horribleness from your life. But that means that you got to take control of your own life. And most people don't want to do that. Most people just want to, relegate that control to somebody else. That's why we live in a world full of zombies. Whether it's the zombies that are drugged out, living on the street, or the zombies, that are believing one political party or the other, or one ideology or the other, or whatever the fuck it is out there. And the fact that nobody has the ability to think for themselves anymore. Those are the real victims. Those are the real people that are, just, I guess, suffering out there. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is interesting time to be alive, though. That's for sure. I never thought that we would be living in such a crazy world. I never thought that we would actually be living in Idiocracy. I remember when that movie Idiocracy came out, I honestly thought that, that was, I don't know. Again, I remember when that movie came out and I was thinking to myself, man, this shit is idiotic. Again, for those people that don't know, the movie Idiocracy was created by the same guy that created Beavis and Butthead. And I was a big fan of Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill, you know, comedy. It's all fun and games, right? So I'm a big fan of all that shit. And then all of a sudden the movie Idiocracy came out, and I remember seeing that, you know, as a younger, I don't know, how old is that movie now, 20 years or something like that? But I remember when I saw that movie, and I was like, man, this is so retarded. You know, there's no way. I mean, this is funny. You know, I enjoyed it. You know, obviously, it's a comedy. You know, a really crude comedy, but at the same time, it's like, it was, you know, even the creator, you know, Mike Judge, you know, he was basically trying to, man, you know, make the stupidest movie possible. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And here we are today, 20 years later, and we're living in fucking Idiocracy. It's insane, you know? That's right, President Camacho. You know what? That's who I would vote for. You know what I mean? I would vote for President Camacho 100%. And by the way, that's what Trump basically represents. Trump represents President Camacho. He represents that. And, you know, that's, you know, I think what America wants right now. But, you know, whether they're going to get it or not, we don't know. We will see in November whether they're going to get Trump or not. But I mean, you know, again, you saw Hulk Hogan talking at the convention, and you know that I got so many fucking you know, Idiocracy President Camacho vibes. It was fucking crazy. So yeah, no, yeah. Again, in retrospect, you know, the movie Idiocracy was a documentary. You know, who knew? So who knew? That's right. That's right. We need some more Mondo, you know, for our plants. I mean, and you can see it right now, too. I mean, you know, talking about that for a quick second. I mean, you're seeing it right now, and it's like, you know, where people, you know, they know that all these chemicals that we're putting in our food are, you know, killing us, and yet, you know, people are like, yeah, that's bad, but, you know, whatever. You know, hey, you got to be a vegan to save the earth, but, you know, let's eat all these chemicals and processed things that are whatever. Man, the whole thing is just fucking nuts, okay? It really is. So, all right, guys, I'm running on fumes here. I'm getting extremely tired. You know, I've had a long week. Today's been a long day already as well. Definitely, I knew it was going to be a crazy, polarizing day. I just had no idea it was going to be this crazy. So, you know, it is what it is. And like I said, I feel bad for all those people that basically unsubscribed this week, last week, whenever. But I also want to say hello and welcome to all my new subscribers because, you know, again, the numbers don't lie. You know, whether it's on this channel or my normal channel, you know, my travel channel, I'm getting more and more subscribers each and every day. But yes, of course, I'm seeing a drop off, you know, because there's people unsubscribing just because, you know, they get upset that I am not on their team. You know, they're just upset that I'm on no team. And again, it's like, you know, look, for example, again, like I was talking about, you know, when it comes to sports, you know, people want me to join or support their Dolphins or the Vikings or the New York Giants or the San Diego Chargers or whatever the fuck. They want me to support a team. But then they get upset when you say, you know what, I don't support any team, but I love the NFL. I'm just going to support the NFL. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're supporting the NFL? Or what do you mean you're just, you know, what, you're not picking a team? How can you do that? It's like, what do you mean, how can I do that? Why? I just want to watch the shit show. I want to watch the game. I want to watch the wrestling. Why do I have to have a favorite wrestler? Why do I have to have a favorite team? I'm not playing fantasy football. In fact, you know what? You know, that now that I just said that, I just had a thought. You know, maybe someone out there in the audience, or maybe someone out there in the world, you know, I'm throwing this out in the universe. Maybe someone can create this. But you know how we have fantasy football, you know, our rotisserie chicken baseball, whatever the fuck, you know, anyways, but, you know, we got fantasy sports. How come we don't have fantasy politics? You know, meaning, hey, you know what? I'm going to go on, we're going to have a fantasy draft, okay? And we're all going to pick our favorite politicians, and we're going to see how they do through the season, you know? And then we kind of grade them and give them points, you know, just like you do in fantasy sports. And, you know, just go with that because that's where we're at right now. You know, that's where we're really at. It's like, you know, the whole thing is fucking rigged. It's all fake. They're all on the same team. And when I say they're all on the same team, meaning that they're on team rich and powerful and elite. And we are on team poor, regular fucking, you know, scum human. Okay? And that's it. All right? And those are the two teams. The haves and the have-nots. And everyone watching this shit, we're the have-nots. It doesn't matter if you got 10 million in the bank. You're a have-not. All right? You're not one of them. Stop pretending like, you know, you are one of them. And they're on one team. And then, yeah, they're infighting with each other, you know, meaning the Republicans against the Democrats, against this and that. But at the end of the day, they're all on the same fucking team. You know, they're all going to the same parties. They all know each other. They're all going to their bar mitzvahs or their weddings or their whatever it is. And you're not invited. No one's inviting you to fucking any of these things. I mean, again, you know, even Trump said it many years ago, where he went to Hillary's Hillary Clinton's daughter's wedding or some shit like that, and they're all in the same fucking group of elites, and you're not in it. And so, yeah, they're playing chess, you know, against each other. They're, you know, doing their thing against each other. But don't get it twisted. You know, they're on their team. You know, they're on their little island, and you're not. Okay. So anyways, I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying the show. Oh, the Steelers, yeah. By the way, you know, I'm a football fan. Okay, so yeah, you know, I'm a fan of the Steelers. You know, I like old teams. You know, I like the Steelers. You know, the old NFL teams. So you know, the fact of the Steelers, the Steel Curtain, everything that they did. You know, that's why I always, you know, I'm always gonna cheer for the Dolphins. You know, all the history and all that shit. So you know, I'm just a fan. Same as what's going on right now. I'm just a fan. And I'm here for the lulz, and I'm here to enjoy, and I'm here to have some fun. And I hope you guys are as well. The last thing I'm going to say is like this. Don't take life too seriously. Don't take any of this shit too seriously, okay? That's the big mistake. Same as sports, okay? Don't take it too seriously. And if you are going to take it seriously, just be, you know, fully self-aware that you are. Like I said, when I watch my fucking Dolphins on Sunday, I already know I'm most likely gonna have a bad fucking day, and it's gonna, you know, every time I'm sitting there to watch them, you know, I'm there to suffer, even if we win. Okay, so it is what it is. Okay, just be self-aware. Okay, of what you're in, you know, in it for, and what you're doing and what you're watching, and you'll be okay. Now, don't take it too seriously. So again, when I watch my football, you know, for a few hours on Sunday. Again, I allow myself, okay, to take it seriously because I want to, but that's it, okay? Once it's over, it's over. I move on with my life, all right? And I'm not, you know, basically taking it so seriously that it's affecting the rest of my life throughout the rest of the week and so on and so forth, all right? So I hope you guys do the same with this and everything else, all right? Oh, yeah, Joe. Yeah, nah. How about this? Remember, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, okay? So, remember, you know, I'm a Dan Marino fan, and, you know, what school did Dan Marino go to? Pittsburgh, okay? So let's, you know, don't get me started on football, okay? You know, I'm a big NFL fan, especially the old stuff. So, yeah, you know what I mean? Not only do I know the Steel Curtain, but you got to remember, that was back in the 70s, and you guys played the Dolphins, the Immaculate Reception, you know, yada, yada, yada. All right? We can talk about this all day. But, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it's all entertainment, okay? And that's why I love things like the NFL, because it's entertainment, okay? It's the male version of a soap opera, okay? And that's it. It is what it is. So, you know, as long as you take it like that, everything will be fine. Okay? It's just fucking entertainment, all right? It's as simple as that, all right? You know, you might be watching the Royal Rumble and your favorite wrestler gets thrown out of the Royal Rumble, and, you know, the wrestler that you hate is the one that won the Royal Rumble. That doesn't mean that you're going to stop watching wrestling, all right? It's the same thing, all right? The Dolphins, you know, they got knocked out. You know, they've been sucking for 20 years. That doesn't mean that I'm not watching the NFL and I don't watch the Super Bowl. I still do. I still love it. I still watch it, okay? So, same thing with politics, okay? Even though I gave up on the whole thing and I don't watch on anything, it's all fake, phony, and false, and everything I said, you know, is true, you know, and, you know, how I feel about all this shit, I still keep my tabs on it because, and especially now, especially, you know, during this election season, it's like, how can you not? It's pure freaking entertainment. You know, I don't watch Netflix. I don't watch movies. I don't watch, you know, TV series. I don't watch any of that shit. Are you kidding me? You know, the TV show America, the TV show Earth is a million times more interesting than anything else, all right? So, it is what it is. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I would kill to have Marino right now, but hey, we got, you know, we got Hawk Tua, you know, on the team, and hopefully Mr. Hawk Tua will take us all the way to the glory days. All right. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I know, long shot. We'll see about that. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not a big fan of Tua, but hey, you got to be a fan of Tua. You know, that's the only way. So, all right, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. I've already gone long enough. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video and today's content. I hope you guys are enjoying these topics. Hope you guys are enjoying everything, all right? Because I'm enjoying making it. It's a lot of fun for me. I hope it's fun for you, and I hope you guys are enjoying life and not taking it too seriously. And again, you know, laugh. Laugh, because if you're not laughing, you're crying. And there's no crying in politics or in baseball or in football. Okay? Okay. All right, guys. Love you guys. Peace out. And you already know the deal. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon. But more importantly than anything, please stay awesome. Okay? Stay awesome. And please stay sane. I know it's hard these days, but you guys can do it. Stay sane. Okay? Don't be going insane in the membrane. All right? Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. In fact, yeah, we'll leave it with that. Okay, we'll end the show with that. All right. Okay, and we'll go with that, guys. So love you guys, appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.